That's what you get for not looking at the lectionary before Mass. They were using the readings of the day instead of the readings that I intended to have. So forget about this gospel. We're going to talk about the Beatitudes. And everybody knows that, so I don't have to say them. But I think it's very important for today's Mass, because we're celebrating the respect for human life, the dignity of all human life, from conception until natural death. And it reminds me, going back to the time when Cardinal Bernardine was the Archbishop of Chicago, and he got together with a group of moral theologians, and they formulated what was known as the document called the Consistent Ethic of Life. It became known popularly as the Seamless Garment. Now, when it was first published, it was vilified by a group of people. And even Pope John Paul II was a bit skeptical of it. But as time went on, the Pope saw the wisdom of what Cardinal Bernardine and his group had written. And he said, yes, and there is a consistent ethic of life. And of course, Pope Benedict embraced that, and now Pope Francis has embraced that consistent ethic of life, which means basically that life is sacred from the moment of conception until natural death. Therefore, this is where the Beatitudes come in. If we are going to respect life, we must make sure that we live the Beatitudes. That means we take care of people. We make sure that there is peace on earth, that the poor and the widows are taken care of, and that everyone is fed. It's very important, that when we talk about, we can't have just one issue in the church. We have to talk about a consistent ethic of life, that life is important. That means we have to do everything in our power to see that human beings are taken care of from the moment of conception until natural death. And that means that we take care of the widows and the orphans. We take care of women who are in sometimes crisis situations, that we make sure that there's an excellent educational system in our country, an excellent medical care, and that people are fed and taken care of, and refugees are welcomed and tended to, and that older people who are sick and dying have good medical care also. So that means taking care of everybody from the moment of conception until natural death. And that's not easy to do, because sometimes people can get caught off on one issue. But the whole idea is that if we follow the teachings of the Church, and we follow the example of Cardinal Bernardine first, and then John Paul, Benedict, and now Francis, we can make the world a better place, and life will be treated with dignity. People will be treated with dignity. We see so much turmoil in the world with war going on, especially we know in Ukraine, but not just Ukraine, but in other parts of the world. We see people treated as slaves. Even in our century, slavery is still rampant. What are we doing as a people to make sure that life is sacred for all people? We can't do it all, but we can do our part. And when we do our part, maybe we can change the hearts, the hard-hearted people who only see what they want to see. Let us give respect to all human life and realize that each and every one of us should be treated with dignity and respect.
Hello, OLPH. My name is Mary Lynn Januszewski, and I'm the Director of Finance and Operations at Our Lady of Perpetual Help Parish in Glenview, Illinois. And this message comes to you with heartfelt gratitude and thanks for your ongoing generosity and support of OLPH Parish. This overwhelming generosity allows us to continue to serve and to minister to the parish community in so many different ways. So thank you, OLPH, for all you do. You are much appreciated.